Hey, I'm Phil Mowforth. I'm the executive chef of the Guest Society.
What first lit the spark that led you to become a chef?
I think it was coming back to when I was 15 years old and I first stepped forward the kitchen as a pot wash. And yeah, like really getting taught and like shown how to make food from scratch by the head chef, who was an Albanian guy. And he taught me how to make pasta from scratch. And then we were filleting fish when I was a lot younger. And then from there, it just sort of took off. And like I fell in love with the idea of, looking after people and giving people an experience that they've never had, or like, just really making people enjoy it. It was the fact of like, oh, you want to come and have a good time, and the experience of doing that and give them the warmth.
You've worked across different countries and kitchens. How have these cultures shaped your culinary voice today?
I think my journeys sort of around the globe have affected the way that I cook in, a little bit of this and a little bit of that here. Like I like to do a little bit of fusion, but it's not over the top. For example, in Secana now we do a lot of Italian food that's slightly infused with some Indonesian sambals. And like I like to use a lot of salsas and sambals to just infuse what we're doing, A spaghetti vongole with sambal mata, for example, is a great example.
What brought you to the Guest Society, and how would you describe your role?
What brought me to the Guest Society was the excitement of all of the different things that we're doing and the scale of what we're doing here. So it's like always a different thing. There's lots of different scope of restaurants and hotels and a different array of things. So it's always exciting. I lead the food, I make sure the things that we're doing on the menus are exciting. I try and keep up with current trends and make sure that the training and everybody has got it and everybody knows what they're doing, and just trying to keep it exciting for guests, and that's what I do.
What is a lesson the kitchen has taught you that might surprise people outside the culinary world?
Lessons that the kitchen has taught me outside the culinary world. I think it's taught me patience, like good things tend to not happen straight away. You got to try and try and try again. And like the amount of times it takes to get the perfect dish. It's not just, oh yeah, you're good at this. It's like, try this, work together, the teamwork, how can we make this better? How can it be more exciting? What could we do? What could we add to this? And the resilience to keep trying and doing it,
How do you strike a balance between authenticity and creativity when developing a new menu?
When we're creating a new menu, it's good that you stay close to some of the roots so people know what you're doing, but the creativity comes naturally, right? Like going back to where you've been and what things you've eaten before and how you can bring those into the concepts, But the excitement keeps you, motivated to do these things, So you're like, oh, it's exciting, we're going to do a new project, let's go try it, let's go do it, let's eat some of this food, let's see how good we can make something, Give people something they know, but can we do it better?
How do you maintain focus and momentum in a role that spans multiple kitchens and projects?
So maintain the focus, it's just about being excited, right? Like when you get up and you want to go and do it, it keeps you focused, right? Like, today we're at Secana, so we're going to be playing around with pizzas. Tomorrow we're going to start doing the Japanese prep for Sensei Ikan. So, we never know what's going to do, but it keeps you focused, and like the team building of it is awesome. And, we're also working on Latin American barbecue for the beach club in Gili. So it's just always different. So that's how the focus is good. So I try and do one day and try and see that for one thing and then go around.
What are you currently focused on, and what do you hope guests take away from experience that you are building?
Currently, I'm focusing quite a lot on the cooking class at Kuara to give like an Indonesian experience of authentic stuff that we do from as local as physically possible. So it's been a really good learning experience for me to learn some of the Indonesian flavors of how we're doing it, as well as just isolated to locally in Lombok. So like Bumbang in Lombok, where we do very specific sambals and dishes, how they're tailored from the difference of Bali to like Lombok, for example. And it's exciting and it's fun to work with the local staff of the area and how we can work together to bring those flavors and teach other people about it,
When working across different dining concepts, how do you approach developing each one?
When we're going across the dining concepts, I think it's important to see the setting, and like what are we trying to purvey to the customer, and like the setting, for example, like we wouldn't in Kuara do Italian food because it's all Indonesian based and thingies. In Secana, It's all sort of Mediterranean, heavily Italian influence, but it's matching the settings to what we're trying to do and how we're trying to get the guests to feel, you know. And like in some projects, we have multiple different styles. Secana is a great example where we have the Mediterranean-based Pacifica restaurant. The new beach club is going to be more Latin American barbecue, and then we also have the Japanese and the Mexican. So it's, you know, 4 different concepts inside of one thing, and it keeps it exciting for the guests. You know, that's the main thing and how we marry it.